Yo, what is going on, guys? What's on a fantastic day today? I just want to go over some stuff from the Philadelphia Eagles, a few things here for the day the Eagles take the field. And obviously this is the conditioning aspect of the offseason workout program and all that other good stuff. And some news about a certain position group that I'm pretty excited for going into, obviously, a little bit of a wait, but training camp and how things could unfold at that certain position, which I think is pretty cool. Let's go over some of the news.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
So, the off-season workout program, and obviously this is, they're not in full pads. They're not even near that yet. Some people don't know the off-season really well. And sometimes I get lost track with some of the dates and what they're doing and things like that. But some video came out on the Eagles working out on the field, just throwing some passes. Defense doing their thing, and Jalen Hurts and his spiral looks great, his throws look great. I understand it's just a video. I understand people will be like, "Why are you making a big deal about it?" Well, it's exciting because I want September to get here as fast as possible. And I'm really excited. For Jalen Hurts and the connection between his receivers, and even with Quez Watkins being there. Obviously, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. I'm excited just for this wide receiver trio once again. And obviously, we've talked about Quez Watkins a lot, not having a fantastic year last year, but now bringing in Zacchaeus and bringing in, Jaden Hazelwood and some of these guys that have played with Hurts, Joseph Nagata, some undrafted guys that, really want to make their mark. Maybe, the depth of that wide receiver core I'm really excited about. But most of all, man, it's really Jalen Hurts. Just see how much higher he can go this year. And excited about Brian Johnson, what he's going to do with this offense. Is he going to open the playbook a little bit more? You have now a vast majority of different running backs with different skill sets, can keep defenses on their heels. Between the tight end group to obviously the receivers, the offensive line, the running backs, and obviously Jalen Hurts being the main piece of the puzzle offensively, and how much he has come a long way, graduating, getting his master's degree from Oklahoma, in human relation. I forgot what it is. I think it's human relations or something like that, communications or something like that, which is awesome. Doing very big professional things with himself and how he stands for himself, and you can't complain about the guy. Never worry about him off the field. That's definite compared to what other players you read about these days and what they do. Jalen Hurts, very excited. And obviously, I'm excited about Marcus Mariota too, and what he does in the backup role. And I think he was the perfect candidate for a backup quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't really care about the 6th-round pick quarterback that they drafted. I always forget his name, but I'm not really. I don't even care at this point, because I think he's just going to be a camp arm until he's pretty much gone, unless he beats out Ian Book. I don't know if they keep 2 quarterbacks at practice squad. Probably not. Probably just one, obviously. So nothing crazy going on there. But yes, I'm excited for the next, we have a little bit of a wait, but to see, the competition at every position, and, obviously Jalen Hurts just getting better. And I've said this a million times, and I think we learned this from last year. Hurts didn't get a lot of reps preseason games. It's going to be really all about the joint practices, and he'll probably get a series in the preseason games. And everyone's going to complain that why he's not getting that many reps. And I think he was dealing with an injury last offseason, a little bit of an injury too. So that was another reason why they want to go crazy. And I'm actually glad it's down to 2 preseason games now. This way you don't have to go crazy with all your players, and you keep guys more healthy, and you have more time to heal up and be ready and be fully healthy for that first game of the season. So the off-season workouts is just the starting point of what we're doing here, and then once we get into obviously mini camp, training camp, and then really see this roster unfold for what it is. I don't know. People don't get excited about off-season workouts. I do, because I want to see training camp. I want to see, listen in every single day to, who's lined up where, who beat who. Even when they have their open practices at the link, I think it's one of the most exciting things. I went to one probably a few years ago, and it was really hot that day, so I think I was only there for like maybe an hour and a half because it was so hot. It was so crazy hot. I couldn't sit there for long because I was dripping. But that is pretty much the the workouts for the day. Defensively, we've seen some video. Obviously, I think one I was really noticing very much is Nolan Smith. Man, like his bend is just insane. I mean, it actually looks like he's falling in this picture, but he's not. I mean, it's crazy just how fast he is, how he turns on the edge like that. It's insane. I can't wait to see him this year, and I can't wait till they get helmets. I can't wait till they're in full pads. I cannot wait until they actually go against another team for at least the joint practices part of everything, and just see these matchups for what they are. See how much better these guys get. Jalen Carter on the sled, which was great too. Tracy Rocker's going to do a really good job with him. I'm really excited about that, and I just can't believe we still got Jalen Carter. Still can't believe it. Very happy with it, and this defensive line we're rebuilding this defensive line, and the mentors that are on this team to really help these guys, I think, is a great thing too. And I didn't expect us to get them, but we did. And like I said, the defensive line's got a lot of depth now. I think we're going to be adding another piece soon. I think they're going to be adding another defensive end. A lot of rumors are swirling that the Eagles are still going to try to add. The Eagles still have over $13 million in cap space right now, and to sign a high-age, low-cost vet, I don't mind it. As long as you're not trading for one, I don't care. I'd rather not, because that Robert Quinn thing really left a bad taste in my mouth. With giving up a 4th-round pick for him, and he didn't do nothing. I think he had maybe a half a sack to his sack, maybe not even that at this point. So I want to stay away from that as much as possible. You had Howie Roseman in the background with his underdog hoodie. I love this guy. Absolutely amazing. I want to go over the tight end position, which I think is pretty interesting. Now, Eagles did nothing at tight end in the draft. I was actually kind of shocked, a little shocked. So I said, okay, if they didn't draft a tight end, I was like, well, maybe they're good with the room that they have. Let's see if they bring in an undrafted free agent. Nope, they didn't bring in at least one of the top undrafted free agents. They never brought in a tight end. Now, obviously, Jack Stahl was an undrafted free agent a couple years ago. They gave him a lot of money to come to Philadelphia. Sometimes the Eagles hit really well in the undrafted free agent department, and we're going to find out who it's going to be this year. Obviously, they signed Joseph Nagata for $230,000. I think $230,000 is I think that's the most you could pay an undrafted free agent, because I've seen other guys get paid the exact same amount. So I think there's an actual cap limit for undrafted free agents if you want to make them the highest paid, and obviously undrafted free agents have the choice of where they want to go, you know what I mean, and they have their agents and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with that. But you go into other things too. The Eagles, you guys heard that the Eagles did sign Dan Arnold, which I think this one's really interesting. And even looking at his stats, really, he's 28 years old. This is a vet. You're bringing in another vet here. Now, a vet that's not like a high-name vet in the league, but the guy has had very much up and down seasons, okay? I can go further than this. I can go when he was drafted by the Saints, there for 2 years, you know what I mean? So, he's had very up and down years. Last year he only had 135 yards. And then he only had 41 yards a game prior. So really he didn't, a year prior. So really he didn't, he hasn't really had consistent seasons. I think his best game, last year, last year, it might have been last year against the Cardinals. I'm not sure. I think he had 60-something yards and a touchdown or something like that. Unless that was the year before. I think it was last year. If I could be mistaken, let me know. Dan Arnold's 28 years old. I think Dan Arnold is going to, and I've seen some tape on him, and he's pretty good. His route running is not that bad. He gets some separation. He can pinpoint the ball really well. If he gets an open space, he can make some guys miss. He's a little bit of a heavy body, but I think he will beat out Jack Stahl. I think Jack Stahl will be. I think obviously they keep 3 tight ends. I think it will be Dallas Goedert, Dan Arnold, and I think it will be Grant Calcaterra. I've been really fond of Grant Calcaterra. I think he's our fastest tight end. I think he's really good in open space. When he catches in the second level, he can make guys miss. Calcaterra's blocking has come a long way too, because I thought he wasn't a great blocker when he was here, and as the weeks went on, he played really well. Obviously, when Dallas Goedert got hurt, they were still using double tight end sets. That's when they really started using Devontae Smith. They started attacking with Devontae Smith a little bit more. You know what I mean? So Dan Arnold really, I think, is going to make a roster spot here. Tyree Jackson is another one, which, he's 6'7", big body tight end. I was wishing this guy would work out. I think this is going to be the last offseason for Tyree Jackson. Like, Tyree Jackson really needs to make a push. The problem with him is he gets hurt. He's been hurt, 2 times already? Got hurt last offseason, got hurt the year before that. He's been hurt a couple times already. He's lost a lot of time. So he can't afford to really get hurt. And I don't think he's making it anyway unless he plays outstanding to make a roster spot. But I think at the end of the day, Calcaterra is going to be, your backup or your third, whatever the case may be. He will make the roster. I think he's got a nice balance between his catching and, he's a little bit of a smaller tight end, but the guy catches pretty well, and he's pretty fast. If you guys, even some of the games that we've played, a couple times he's caught the ball. Like, he's pretty reliable at times, and his blocking's been pretty good. So he's been more of a, been doing the dirty work as a tight end for the Eagles offensively, with some of those blocks. But, when he gets his moments, he's pretty productive, and he's got the speed for it too, which I like Calcaterra a lot. And obviously he played with Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma. Another guy played with Jalen Hurts, and he transferred to SMU, I think, because of, he had an issue with concussions, which was a whole nother thing too. But Dan Arnold is definitely a name to watch out in this, during training camp when these guys actually have full pads on and maybe go against other teams and go against each other. Dan Arnold's a very, up and down years, but I think in an offense like this where, he becomes a reliable backup to Dallas Goedert, I think they like him a lot more than we think. And you don't need to have some high-price backup tight end, even a big-name tight end. If you get someone that's, kind of flows under the radar through teams and a guy that's pretty productive when he gets his chances, I think this guy could be it. You know what I mean? So the oldest tight end we have on this roster right now is Dan Arnold, and is the oldest vet here, and we'll see what happens. But like I said, definitely a name we have to watch out for. I think he could beat out Jack Stahl, which like I said, keeping 3 tight ends, keeping it easy, and that's it. So obviously we talked about the Eagles taking the field. We've seen Jalen Hurts sling the ball around, which was great. And yeah, we're on a little bit of a waiting list right now to get to training camp, and it's going to be a bit. So definitely sit tight. You never know what moves Howie Roseman can make from now until then. There's still 4 open roster spots right now. The cap space is pretty affordable right now, over $13 million, and still can afford more players at this point. So definitely a lot going on, and very excited. If you last this long in this video and watch till the end, I do appreciate so much, you guys. Mind hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel for more Eagles news. We'll be going over every single day of every information I can get from training camp, every lineup, first, second, third, 14, punt return, kick return, whatever the case may be, who's punting the ball, whatever it is, stick around because there's going to be a lot going on with the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'll be giving you all that news by that time. And, still wishing it was September as of right now. So you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And by the way, there's going to be a lot. The next couple weeks are going to be crazy. But between the next 2 to 2.5 weeks, this channel is changing tremendously with obviously the setup and everything like that. So videos of that will be out as well for you guys. I can't wait to unveil some of the things I've been working on for the past probably 1.5 to 2 years, probably longer to be honest. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow side. Peace out, guys. Peace.